You know, whether you're a PlayStation fan, an Xbox fan, a PC fan, or even a Stadia fan, which, let's be honest, there aren't too many of you guys out there right now, you have to admit Microsoft's pre-game battle with showing off and hyping up the Xbox Series X is hitting almost all the right notes, even for me, someone who has been with PlayStation for 15 years. But here's my question to all companies who are doing this next-gen battle: where are the games? Hey guys, it's Rob here, and in this video we're going to talk about how Xbox, Microsoft, and even Phil Spencer are hitting all the right notes that Sony just isn't, and how it's affecting people like me who are still undecided on whether or not they're going to be going with the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, as well as talk about what is going to make us choose which platform, because it's probably more simple than you think. So Microsoft last gen did not do too well. There were so many mistakes that they made, from the lack of power at launch, to pricing, to poor exclusives, and so on. Last gen was not the best gen for Microsoft, especially compared to the Xbox 360 days. But when Microsoft landed all those new studios that are going to create more games and gathered more and more studios, it started to pique my interest as well as others. But back then, Sony was still releasing amazing exclusives on their PS4, and yes, it wasn't as powerful as the Xbox One X, but it was still great looking games despite the lack of power, and more importantly, they played amazing. So even though my ears were perked towards the Xbox Series X, Sony still managed to grab my attention with their exclusives. Over the next couple months, things about the Series X started to trickle out straight from Phil Spencer himself. He talked about many things, from what he wanted to achieve with the next gen to even hints of actual facts about the Series X. Hell, we even got some early specs if I recall. Not the full thing, but just enough to perk my ears up even more. It really wasn't until Gamescom 2019 that Microsoft revealed the Xbox Series X out of nowhere. Up until then, they were hyping up the console. They had interviews with Phil Spencer and even other Microsoft related people. Looking back, before the first Xbox Series X reveal, you can tell that Microsoft had a plan similar to how Nintendo does things. They created a wave of momentum of hype that was planned out until the reveal at Gamescom 2019, which didn't get me on board with the Series X, but it definitely turned my attention, or most of my attention, away from the PS5 because Sony was just being way too quiet. Over the next couple months, we started to hear more about the ray tracing on the Series X and how powerful the system was going to be, promising 120 FPS and 4K visuals. It made my mind wander and think how big and expansive these worlds are going to be that Microsoft was going to create with these new studios. Meanwhile, Sony was just giving us nothing. The only thing we really had were some patents, some rumors, the PS5 loading screen for Spider-Man PS5, and a couple quotes from the devs, and of course Godfall, but that's really it. Nothing to get super excited about. So far, Xbox was keeping my attention. Over the next couple months, Phil Spencer did even more interviews revealing more tidbits about the Series X, further carrying that momentum of hype surrounding the Series X and only further grasping my attention. But it wasn't really until that full breakdown of the console where huge channels like Austin Evans and other tech-related channels had the actual Xbox Series X in front of them, showing off features and the actual console, even going so far to take it apart. It was then that Microsoft had my full attention, and I started to think I might be going with Xbox this gen, and then maybe grabbing the PS5 1 or 2 years later. I mean, sure, we do have some more about the PS5. We have the PS5 or the DualSense that they revealed not too long ago, but that's about it. What about the games? What about the features? What about the things that we're going to be doing with the PS5 console? And this is where we are right now. The people who are in the middle, the people who are undecided, we want to know what games we will be playing on these systems. The Xbox Series X is more powerful than the PS5, and that's good and all, but what about the games? What are we going to be playing? Like I said before, like 2 seconds ago, what games will take advantage of all this power? And that's where Sony really comes in. That's where they're going to shine. If you've looked at a lot of past generations, the most powerful console tends to not be the more successful one. The one that has the better games is. I know Sony is great at creating these huge, awesome, expansive, story-driven RPG games, which are my personal favorite. The PS5 can do 4K, so the games are gonna look great. It has ray tracing, even, just like the Xbox Series X. Sure, the Xbox Series X games may look a little bit better, but it's not gonna be a night and day difference. So if that's the case, what's gonna make us decide on which platform we're gonna pick? It's gonna be the games. Now, E3 2020 is canceled, but I'm sure we'll get something from Microsoft and Sony during that time. Probably some game reveals, or maybe some trailers, or more information about the system. And depending on what those games are, that's what's going to decide on which platform I pick for the first year or two. Of course, price also plays a big part in this, but the games are more of what I'm interested in. And that's really how Microsoft grabbed my attention with the Xbox Series X. They showed off their console bit by bit until we practically knew everything about it, even what was inside of it. But that's just my thoughts and opinions. Tell me yours. Do you think Microsoft is doing a good job at the pre-game hype leading up to the release of these next-gen consoles? Are you undecided like me? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, and for more more video game topic videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.